Hello, everyone. Ethan here. Uh, Instead of a multi-hour VOD of D&D content to enjoy, I decided to do something special with this episode and do a scuffed recap of the entire episode. This way, something is at least available for the people interested in the entire series. If you're going through this episode one by one, um, if you would like me to do this drunk with a guest or drunk while having a guest on while maybe they're drunk, I'll happily continue this in another playlist as the editing for this is very low maintenance. I'm essentially write up a script, record the script, throw it onto Shotcut, throw some gameplay on Shotcut. I don't know. I plan on Night Witch gameplay for this one. And then that's it. So I could really care less. All right. We begin with the actual video, though. I'll begin with a recap of episode 11, since in every video we do a recap of the previous episode. Obviously, in this sort of series, I wouldn't do that. I would just go straight into the episode and go through like everything that's happening. But for the sake of consistency with the actual D&D videos, since it didn't record, um, that's what I'm going to do for this. In that episode, Violet, Clark, solved the clock puzzle so we can explore the fourth floor a little bit more by deactivating multiple traps. After wandering around for a bit, part of the party discovered a Mandalorian uploading a virus to the computer, who also decided to jump out a window into safety. The party goes up to the computer and Violet figures out the virus is trying to delete files on the computer, and they want to see more information about what that building and company are doing. Um, Violet becomes a hacker man and helps the virus be at bay while Clark navigates the computer. Um, Before the virus fully deleted the computer, Nulo destroyed it based on something that he saw on the screen and had a fit in the hallway. And he calmed down so much, he just forgot about the incident and didn't remember what he even just did. After that happened, our party moved on and faced the bosses of the building on the fifth floor, which was a very mutated father and a mad scientist that stood in the way of the party. The party ended up emerging victorious over the battle, and the mad scientist also decided to blow up the bottom of the building, and the episode ended there. So here is the actual now episode 12. Clark discovers someone lying on the table who may be force sensitive. Milo comes in and has a conversation with Clark on how to help her, and Clark has no idea what to do. Using Milo's PhD in tech blades or whatever, Milo acted like a true doctor and ripped everything out of the body before Clark tossed an unconscious patient on his shoulders and exited the room. The building was starting to collapse, and our party needed to get out as soon as possible. After traversing the first flight of stairs, Senrail gets the idea to lower most of the party down to the bottom floor from the center opening, and she can catch up with Beeg to the ground floor, since they may or may not have the highest deck scores. After some insecurities with the plan, Violet decides to push Milo off the floor to expedite things and throw Senrail her wristpad in case Senrail dropped the ball on things. Senrail safely manages to lower everyone, and Clark and Violet find the vial stored in the box that Clark hid a while ago, while Nulo and Milo help get the wrist pad from Senrail. After they get that, Beeg has a mental misstep and belly flops on the floor and falls unconscious. Luckily, Clark healed Beeg. Senrail made it down. Everyone made it out. The team also decide to go to Yari Yari's right after, since that was the original place where they met the person who gave them the mission, Kandri. Vi, Nulo, and Senriel ended up breaking the bad news to Kandri, and Vi embraces Kandri. They both cry it out for a bit before Vi gives Kandri some inspiring words and reveals that Violet also lost somewhere similar at a point in her life, and it shaped her to be the person she is today. Cantry also received her father's name tag and scrapbook as mementos. Cantry holds her end of the bargain and gives the party a load of equipment while meals are cooked up for the party. Before they regrouped, Milo and Clark had a conversation about a look that Clark, Samuel, and Vi exchanged during the virus battle in the previous episode. Milo tries to get information out of Clark regarding this, but Clark says it isn't his right to disclose it. After eating, the party goes back to the hotel to rest. While in bed, Vi and Senriel have a short conversation where Senriel apologizes to Vi about her loss. Vi asks Senriel if she experienced something similar, and even though Senriel didn't lose anyone like this, she says she does miss her Jedi Master who she left after taking on her first mission, which ended up in mystery because she ended up on this planet. Um, Similarly, Clark and Nulo have small talk as well, where Clark asks Nulo about his issues with amnesia and how long he has had them. Nulo doesn't remember a time where he did not have amnesia, but at a certain point he coped when he woke up in those situations. They all eventually went to bed. The next morning, Beak and Milo discover that off-world communications are back up after an unfortunate accident happened a couple of days ago that none of our characters absolutely would never ever have been a part of that situation. Um, Eventually, Vi and Samriel don't initially show up, so Milo asks Clark again for the information, but Clark doesn't barge. Samriel comes down to the first floor, and Milo asks again about the information. Samriel also gives a similar answer. Vi eventually comes down, and Milo takes all four of them to a private area. Then Milo confronts Vi about the information, and Vi reveals that the reason she didn't give Milo the information was because, quote, you are a piece of shit. Vi then goes back on the moment where Milo berates the dancer at the club for letting her little brother succumb to be part of a gang, and Vi punches Milo as a result. In Vi's opinion, some people don't have a choice where they end up, and the dancer and her brother are making the best of their situation. However, Milo disagrees and says everyone has a choice in life, no matter where they originate. He also reveals that he is proof of this because he also almost succumbed to being part of a gang, but changed to becoming a soldier instead. Vi is shocked at this and can't find the words before Clark interrupts the moment, sharing that they should move on and save the woman while she is still in a comatose. The party reconvenes, and half the party decides to go to the communication center to talk with off-world stuff and possibly some lore and shit. And the other half to go to the boring part, which is to the doctors. At the doctors, the party meets the main doctor, Wrath, and they try to figure out a way to wake up the woman, who is eventually revealed to be a diathin, which might not be correct, but that's what I have in my notes, aka an angelic like creature. Um, the main idea currently is to use a kyber crystal to wake her up, but this is not final because Neil didn't realize he was losing the crystal. So yeah, we might try to figure out another way to resolve this situation. And that's it. The episode ended there. Um, so that's all that is. A quick recap while gameplay flows in the background. Um, Let me know if you like this content. If you want me to put a spin on it, like I said earlier, with the guest or being inebriated while trying to recall like what is happening, I could do that. Thank you all for watching this episode.